Finally, what Andrea Johnson has been hiding from the public has been exposed today. Make sure you watch this video till the end for more details. And don't forget to subscribe for more news like this.
Thank you, Chair. We play the first one will be a female voice, the other will be a male voice. Where you hear a female voice, that's the voice of Advocate Ramsamy. When it's a male voice, that's the voice of Investigator Rapesu. Thank you.
A1 taken by Dylan on the 6th of January, 2026, and then a supplementary taken on the same day by Rapesu, 6th of January 2025. So why would two investigating officers sitting in the same boardroom have taken two different statements on the same day? And I can confirm that in my presence, there was only 4 statements taken. They were the 4 supplementary affidavits, which I have provided to you. The A1 was not taken in my presence, and it could not have been taken on the 6th of January. One, we didn't have the Cape or the Pretoria stamp with us, as is clear from the supplementary statement. 2, Dylan did not take or commission any statements in my presence. 3, we had one vehicle, we all traveled together, and all meals were done together. We even sat at the pool for a long time and chatted and whatever. So when exactly would Perumal have taken the statements on the 6th if we were together?
Thank you. That was the voice of Advocate Ramsamy. And we play the second clip. That should be Investigator Rapesu.
This A1, actually I don't know how to put it, but it could not have been possible because on that day we only obtained the supplementaries. So there was no way Dylan could have obtained that affidavit on that day. And maybe my thinking is that maybe it was signed on a different date, which I don't know. Also remember, I was questioning that signature of Fadiel. It looks like someone was trying to jigger it, but I'm not an expert, I don't know, but it looks like. So I think that affidavit is obtained after. It was not on the 6th. So, yeah.
I think both were fairly audible. There's no need to replay, and I think the import of...
After Andrea Johnson's voice note got leaked at Madlanga, watch how she was grilled. That left the public rejoicing. Lethabo roll in the tape.
Up to FA1. I have not seen FA1. In fact, when we were conferring, I was saying, am I missing something? Where's the FA1 that ought to have been here? If, in fact, FA1 was provided to Mr. Perumal, then we have to determine what that FA1 was. And if it is a classified document, then that is a problem. That should be dealt with. I haven't seen FA1 at all.
Yeah, let's assume that FA1 is exactly what Mr. Adams says it is. He says it relates information or a document that relates to Madondo's application for security clearance. Let's assume that for purposes, because that's what he tells us. Let's assume it's that and it was attached. You say it's a problem, it should be dealt with. What is a problem about it? What is a problem that you say it is a problem? And when you say it should be dealt with, what does that mean?
So, if the document is in fact a classified document, there are two things. One, Mr. Adams should not have been in possession of the classified document. If it isn't a classified document, we all agree that that isn't a challenge. If it is
Even if is it not a challenge though, even if it's not a classified document, it's crime intelligence information. He didn't get it lawfully. It contains the personal information of a person, and he's telling your investigator, your chief investigator, that this was not given to me by General Madondo.
It was under my door.
It was put under my door, so we know he didn't get it properly. Yes, so it seems to me it really doesn't matter. It may have different consequences in terms of the extremity of the consequences of it, but it remains a problem, even if it's not classified, no?
Correct.
Yes.
And so steps should be taken.
Yes.
For the handling of a document.
And those steps would be against Mr. Adams. For being in possession of crime intelligence documents that are not
classified or unclassified.
That are not in the public domain.
That is correct.
Okay, thank you.
I want to ask you, Advocate Selo. Advocate Johnson, these affidavits, how does IDEC ensure that the affidavits are independent of IDEC's investigators? It bothers me that it is IDEC that goes to the complainant purportedly to obtain a statement. And then the same IDEC investigator commissions that statement. How does IDEC ensure that that is in fact the witness's statement and it is not the work of the investigator? In other words, the investigator does not draft a statement for a complainant because we know the starting point is your 27 is deficient. It does not have enough information to enable IDEC to commence an investigation. Or it doesn't even bring what you are saying within IDEC's jurisdiction. Now, IDEC says this is not enough, I want something more. And the very investigator that goes back to the complainant now commissions the same affidavit. How does IDEC ensure that the investigator does not push that agenda to ensure that the follow-up affidavits now contain the information that will clothe IDEC with jurisdiction it did not have when the complaint first came in? I mean, is it not more appropriate to say, your statement is not enough, go make a statement that deals with these issues, have it commissioned, and then give it to IDEC? Instead of IDEC being the one that solicits the affidavit and commissions the very affidavit it has solicited.
So, if I can start one step back. Ordinarily, Commissioner Kumalo, and I know that this is within your remit and knowledge, when investigators, and it's not just IDEC, whether it is the detectives, including DPCI, they go and take statements of the witness. And they commission the statement. The check and balance that we have sought within all of the law enforcement fields over the years is to ensure that it's not one investigator going down to take a statement. In this instance, it was the prosecutor, Advocate Ramsamy, who was supposed to have been present, together with Mr. Mansa and Mr. Perumal. So much so that it must be an engagement with the witness, and as the witness talks to the issues, they are noted. And then the statement is drafted. It has to be read back to the witness, and when the witness agrees, the statement is signed and commissioned.
That's what happened in this case.
In this case, that is why there were the three of them. And that is the practice. I'm unfortunately not.
Is it to avoid the very issue that I'm raising, that it cannot be the same investigator going to a witness and saying, do a statement for me and I will commission it for you?
Correct.
Especially in circumstances where even the original Section 27 was solicited by the same investigator. It's different from a police case where a complainant would come to a police station and would lay a complaint or make a statement. Then the investigating officer would do follow-ups. Here, the original statement is solicited by the same person who commissions the follow-up statements.
I hear you, Commissioner. I can't take it further than the point I made about why there's more than one person who goes.
Yeah.
But I think in terms of perhaps advice and recommendation, it should be stipulated that it is preferable that that kind of engagement not happen and it be an independent investigator.
And I'm not suggesting that this is what happened here.
But
you can see the danger of an investigator who doesn't like a Sandile Khumalo finding a complainant and say, you know, we're going after Khumalo, so make a statement along the lines of Section 27. I will commission it for you. And on the basis of the very statement, I will then commence an investigation against, you know, the person that I don't like.
I take Commissioner's point.
Thank you, Commissioners. Yes, Commissioner.
Just to clarify names, you have more than once referred to Mr. Manta. Is that the same person as Mr. Rapesu?
Rapesu.
It's the same person. Thank you.
Oh, thank you, Commissioner. I thought it was yet another person. I had him down as Mr. Manta. Oh, okay, clarified. Staying with 3479.
Sorry, 34?
Staying with page 3479. This is regarding General Madondo. And following on your engagement with Commissioner Baloyi, I'm at paragraph 3. We know the complaint is that she got this lateral transfer without a top secret clearance certificate. At paragraph 3 states, Madondo poses a risk to CI, the subs and the country. I'll skip the next sentence. The last one, I don't understand how a senior officer who cannot be trusted is able to access and be in possession of intelligence reports and documents. Now, on the basis of these allegations and subsequent investigations, then IDEC has charged General Madondo in terms of CAS 453/06/25, correct?
Correct.
Why? I take it Mr. Adams is also being charged. What's good for the goose must be good for the gander. If General Madondo not having that clearance certificate poses a risk to CI, the subs and the country, I dare say so too as Mr. Adams. You agree that he doesn't have it, you're not aware of him having a top secret clearance certificate, and yet he is handling documents seemingly that come from crime intelligence and for which he doesn't have lawful access or authorized access. Once again, we are in that logical terrain where I say, if we accept that General Madondo has committed a crime and poses the risk that is articulated at paragraph 3, so equally too must Mr. Adams. Logic would dictate for me unless I'm persuaded otherwise.
No, logic dictates correctly.
Yeah, correct. So we can expect IDEC to act at least on their very whistleblower on this part, on this point.
If I speak under correction.
Absolutely.
But he is arrested, I think, amongst others, for this contravention.
By IDEC?
Not by IDEC.
No, it's IDEC. Remember,
Yes.
it's IDEC who sought to arrest General Madondo.
Yes.
And this is part of the same investigation, facts flowing from the same investigation. So arresting General Madondo, equally I say, unless there's a reason why IDEC then decides not to take action against Mr. Adams. Would there be a legitimate explanation for that?
No.
Okay. Well, we will see. Lastly, when we started last week, we've been asking about the documents that Mr. Adams says, he does say so in his section 27, that were shoved under his door at Parliament. Now, he says here, specifically those which relate to Madondo's application for security clearance marked FA1. That tells me that IDEC has those documents. They are within IDEC.
And that is where we need to look at, is the document that we said would come just before lunch, the other file. And I did send you that file, Advocate Maga.
Oh, we'll check that, but at least for the moment, we know that IDEC has them.
It should be in that file, yes.
No, you are answering the way. I'm saying for a fact, IDEC has FA1. The documents that were part of the documents shoved under Mr. Adams' door.
I cannot answer till I see the file because
No.
I didn't see FA1.
The affidavit is telling you. The affidavit itself says they are attached marked FA1.
Yes, if he's given them as FA1, then they must be there.
FA1 is not,
I did not
at least
see them,
FA1 is not in the file that I got. The sheaf of papers you gave me doesn't have FA1. But I argue to you that on the basis of what he says at 2, Mr. Adams, I have no reason to doubt that Mr. Adams gave the investigators those documents which he marked FA1 to this particular statement. So IDEC has them. It can be a quibble, otherwise
No.
you are forced to then say Mr. Adams is misleading in that affidavit at paragraph 2, and you've got no basis as far as I'm aware to say so.
Correct.
So I know this affidavit was commissioned by Mr. Perumal on the 6th of January 2025. I asked, you said to Commissioner Balo you haven't seen FA1. To your knowledge, is Mr. Perumal available to assist us if we're to make an immediate inquiry regarding FA1, this annexure? And would he be able to, even if on an emergency basis, just to present himself before the commission tomorrow morning to speak to these matters?
He is unable to.
Why not?
I'm not sure if counsel did speak.
If I may assist.
Yes.
When we sought some of the documents that the evidence leaders wanted, I think the docket concerning Langlachte, we received an instruction to the effect that the person in possession of that docket is Mr. Perumal. And we sought instructions as to whether we can have a conversation with him. We were informed that he's not well. He was hospitalized during the course of the past weekend, so that we also didn't have access to him. The information I received last night was to the effect that he was discharged during the course of yesterday, and that attempts would be made to get that docket from his office, but we haven't had access to him at all. Fortunately for me, I haven't a medical certificate of any kind. So I don't know what is the actual problem with him. Hopefully during the course of lunch, one will get an idea, because part of the promise that was given to us was that that docket would probably be available around about lunchtime, because somebody was going to be dispatched to his office during the morning session today to try locate it. So we'll get some information during the course of lunch, and hopefully we'll have something to say to you after the lunch adjournment.
Thank you, Mr. Bodlani.
Thank you, Chair. Thank you, Mr. Bodlani. Then if I may, as has become standard request, that as you communicate with Mr. Perumal, I don't know how, this is one of the documents that we are looking for. We're looking for the FA1 to the affidavit that he commissioned on the 6th of January.
Commissioner, through you, I will take a chance at lunchtime, because it is important to do so, and see if we can get him on the telephone. If not, if there's a family member that does answer and is able to answer their question, is just to ask if he can just give us an indication. That much I will try. But for the docket, I am aware that someone would bring it to us not later than lunch.
Thank you.
Thank you, Chair. Thank you so much, Advocate Johnson. I'm indebted. The next statement we have is at 3483. And once again, you'll see at 3484, it's commissioned on the 6th of January 25. It's got that Pretoria Cape Town problem as well, and by Mr. Perumal. This is the one that I say, we've seen this statement before. It's the Mukwele A1. And I think we have dealt with it sufficiently extensively. My last statement that we've provided to the Commission is at 3485. And this one, you referred us to it earlier. This is regarding the break-in and at General Lushaba's house. This particular statement I see is commissioned by Mansa Robert Rapesu in Cape Town on the 6th of January 2025, as you see from page 3486. This one, at least as to where it was commissioned, is not as schizophrenic. It says Cape Town.
Yeah, so they didn't move Pretoria to Cape Town for this one.
For this one, yes. But it's still on the 6th of January.
Yes, correct.
Now, from CJC 394, those are the documents that the commission added. Those are the ones we received. And there are 4 of them. If you flip through them, they're all commissioned by Mr. Mansa Rapesu on the 6th of January 2025 in Cape Town. The testimony that we will hear is, and you indicated this earlier, that the 2 investigators and prosecutor, is it Advocate Ramsamy?
Correct, ma'am. Advocate
Ramsamy, Investigator Rapesu, Investigator Perumal went to Cape Town on the 6th of January. No, went to Cape Town. And on the 6th of January, obtained statements from Mr. Adams. I think 5 in total. And that all those statements were commissioned by Mr. Rapesu in the presence of the other 2 being Investigator Perumal himself and Advocate Ramsamy.
Correct.
And that what we have at CJC 394 are the actual statements taken on the day. And that the statements we have spent the last time working through, commissioned by Mr. Perumal, are a post-fact fabrication. Both witnesses disavow the validity of all these statements, that on the 6th of January, Mr. Perumal did not commission any statement. That's the evidence that we shall hear.
Okay.
And that they were all commissioned by Mr. Rapesu. To that end, because we are armed now with 2 sets of statements, much like Cape Town Orlando situation dockets, but that don't speak to each other. The witnesses say they do not know the statements purported to be commissioned by Mr. Perumal.
Okay.
They attest to the documents that the commission has submitted this morning at CJC 394. It was a bit of a mental exercise to try and marry them. And both have provided short voice notes to explain why it is they challenge the validity of these documents commissioned by Mr. Perumal. And Chair, Commissioners, through you, I beg leave to play. They are very short notes.
Before you do that, does that include 3485? Because 3485 was
by Mr. Rapesu.
Commissioned by Rapesu. So
yes.
Should it not be part of CJC 394 if what you are referring to applies to statements in CJC 393?
It would be, except that 3485 was provided by the witness.
But you're not suggesting that 3485 is also a post facto?
No.
Yeah, okay.
It's only those commissioned by Mr. Perumal.
The Pretoria, Cape Town.
The Pretoria, the schizophrenic ones here. Yeah.
Then we are clear.
Okay. So before I play these clips, because I think they explain and the basis for why they so contend, I must place on record that both witnesses will be appearing before the commission this week. They'll testify to what they state in those voice notes, and their statements should be coming through any moment soon. So it is necessary that through them, I explain the challenges to Advocate Johnson, and then after lunch, we can then compare the 2 sets of statements to determine why Their advice is important for our purposes. Very short statements. Thank you, Chair. We play the first one will be a female voice, the other will be a male voice. Where you hear a female voice, that's the voice of Advocate Ramsamy. When it's a male voice, that's the voice of Investigator Rapesu. Thank you.
A1 taken by Dylan on the 6th of January 2026, and then a supplementary taken on the same day by Rapesu, 6th of January 2025. So why would two investigating officers sitting in the same boardroom have taken two different statements on the same day? And I can confirm that in my presence, there was only 4 statements taken. They were the 4 supplementary affidavits, which I have provided to you. The A1 was not taken in my presence, and it could not